G'day everyone, I'm about to buy a new car. I'm trading my car in on a new car. So now I'm going to show you my fishing car, the car that I've been taking on all my fishing adventures for the last few years. Now before I show you my car, check this out. This is the location. This is the Winton wetlands and this is the area called the duck pond. It's the middle of January and this time of year, the water is usually receded way out there to the middle, and it's quite sort of a really light clay kind of a colour as the water goes down and gets dirty. But this year, because we've had so much rain, the duck pond is actually so full that even the information board just over there is in the water. The water's quite clear because it's being filtered by the grasses around the edges that are under the water. It's just absolutely wonderful. To see it like this in the middle of January is just fantastic. Just a few months ago, I had the privilege of releasing some purple spotted gudgeon in here, sometimes known as the zombie fish. They call them that because they were extinct. They were extinct and now they've come back from the dead, and that's why they call them zombie fish. They were extinct from Victorian waters, I think, maybe all waters, I'm not sure, but I know they were extinct from Victorian waters. But then they found a population in a lake down near Kerrang, I'm not sure which lake, so they took them into captivity, bred them in captivity, build up their numbers, and they had the privilege of releasing 150 of them into here, and I reckon that's really cool. Now, anyway, let's get onto the car. What sort of car have I been driving? What's been my main fishing car? Lots of people ask, and I don't show it. So what has been my main fishing car for the last few years? You ready? I'll show you in 3, 2, 1. What about now? There it is, dun-da-da. It is a white Nissan Navara. I think it's called a D22 or D23 or something. I'm not really a car person, I'm not sure. But that's it. It's a farm ute. I've been going on all of my fishing adventures in my farm ute. Let's have a little bit of a walk around. It's got a 2.5 litre turbo diesel in there. I'll open the bonnet after I've walked around and show you, but that's got the cold air intake there to help cool the turbo down. It's got driving lights on the front. My mum and dad gave me these driving lights for a birthday present a few years ago, and they just make the world of difference. After I'd owned this ute for about a week, I hit a wallaby and put that dent in the front corner panel. Well, it's not in the panel, it's in that sort of plastic bumper bar. I reckon it'll probably knock out, no worries. It's got 4 new tyres. I only put the tyres on here probably 2 months ago, so they're pretty much brand new. Now, this isn't an ad for this car because I'm trading it in, but I am trading it in at Wangaratta Motor Group. So if you happen to be in the market for a ute like this, contact Wang Motor Group and they might be able to look after you. They probably, I don't know, they might move it on pretty quickly too. I got no idea what they're going to do, but Wangaratta Motor Group are going to have this car in the next couple of days. Right, mirrors. Now, this is a basic car. This is a farm car. The seats don't move because it's just a cab chassis. The seats can't go back any further. They can go forward a little bit, but there's no real need to have electric mirrors and fancy stuff. If I want to adjust the mirrors, I've got to come out with spanners and loosen it up and get them in position and then tighten it. But because the seats don't move, once it's in position, you should be able to just leave the mirrors as they are. There's no need to move them. So, very basic, but very, very reliable. This car has not missed a beat. Hasn't got the bells and whistles of a comfortable modern car, but it hasn't missed a beat. I think it's a 2011 model. It'll be 2009 or 2011. I think it's 2011. It's new enough that it's got Bluetooth in the stereo. We've got an aluminium tray. A steel tray would be better, but this has been fine. Steel's a bit heavier and you just get a bit more traction than what you do with an alloy tray. They tend to slide around a little bit, but this has been fine. Now, when I bought this car, I had my eye on a Holden Colorado, but the bank wouldn't give me any money. Because I was a sole trader working for myself, making YouTube videos, they call us, we don't call ourselves this, but they call us influencers. Because I am an online influencer working for myself, the bank wouldn't touch me unless I had 2 years worth of tax returns and stuff and business financials, but I only had 6 months, so they wouldn't touch me. So I had to buy something that I could pay cash for and own outright, and that's why I ended up with this car. But I love it. It's been a great car. I can't fault it. Influencer. I prefer the term YouTuber. It just sounds so much better than influencer. Anyway, my friend Dave put this steel rack on the back here for me, so that I can put a canoe across the top there. See, my kayak just fits in. The front of the kayak sits up there, the back of the kayak sits here. It doesn't even overhang. It almost fits in. It just sort of slides down a little bit into there. So I just throw my kayak in, throw a rope over, and away I go fishing. The canoe's too long though, so Dave kindly put this steel roof rack in the back for me. But one of the really cool things about this, because this is steel, it's magnetic. This is aluminium and it's not. So my O-lights, most of them have got magnet charging, and I can just go along and put them on there. I've had a couple of them on here at a time, especially that one I reviewed just recently, the last one I reviewed, the swivel, the big orange swivel. I can put that on there and just lighten up a huge big area behind me here. It's very, very handy, that is. I'm really enjoying having this steel rack on the back. There's my camera. This is the camera that I film my monthly mail times, my product reviews and tutorials and stuff with. I've just finished filming my monthly mail time now, that's why it's still set up. It's my Sony A7 Mark IV. I've got this microphone on. That's called a dead cat, that thing. That's designed to stop the wind noise. It does a pretty good job. It doesn't get rid of all of it. And a Benro tripod. But yeah, that's most of my mail times and tutorials, cooking videos and everything have been filmed just like that. A lot of my cooking videos, I'll drop the tailgate down, put the camera back here and cook here, and sometimes I might have a GoPro sitting on the side here or on this side. This has just been a fantastic workstation for me over the last couple of years. I've slept in here, I've camped in the back of this, I've had my swag rolled out in here, I've slept on a little thin. This was an interesting night. It was trout opening a few years ago. I went up about 10 or 11 o'clock. I decided to go camping the night before trout opening. So I just grabbed me sleeping bag, one of those little thin Thermarest mattresses, and laid it out in the back here. And then we got a frost, and I absolutely froze. But yes, I've slept in here a few times. It's got so much carrying space. Even just the other day, a friend of mine's got a son with an electric scooter that broke, and she was going to hook a car up to a trailer and take it down to the bike shop. It's like not a scooter, like an e-bike, an electric bike, those little fat ones. I said, just throw it in the ute and I'll run it down for you. It's just been such a handy car. But anyway, so this has been like my office, my mobile office for the last few years for catching cooks, mail times, product reviews and everything. Just been filmed just like that. Moving on, not much to see here that you didn't see on the other side. The inside is just absolutely filthy. I'll pop the bonnet. Back around the front here, everything's pretty straight. Oh, apart from that dint that I showed you on the other side, and I've knocked this mud flap off at some stage. Other than that, everything on the car is quite straight. Now, under here, this is probably going to be the cleanest part of the car. If I can find the little lever. Does it stay up? No, I've got to get I've got to get this this support. Look at that, that's the cleanest part of the car. That's for the cold air intake up there. Dual batteries. It's got a dual battery system. I think it's 2.5 turbo diesel. I may have said 2.6 before, I'm not sure, but I think it's 2.5. It goes so well. It's never ever missed a beat. It's never let me down once. Every time I turn the key, it starts. It always starts when I want it to start. It stops. It's just been super reliable. I just need to upgrade now. The time's come. I want a four-wheel drive and I need something a little bit larger. I'm just going to put the bonnet down. The time has come that I just need something a little bit larger. I'm sorry if there's any wind noise. It's a little bit blustery here today. I've got two daughters. You see Holly all the time on my fishing adventures, but you don't see Sky because she doesn't like going fishing as often, but she has been enjoying coming out the bush a little bit with me. We've been going and playing a little bit of golf at the driving range and she enjoys doing that as well. So the time has come where I need some back seats. So I am really, really, really going to miss this space. From a fisherman's perspective, this is a dream. I've got a system. When I go fishing, my landing net goes here in this corner, and then on top of the landing net, so the landing net doesn't blow away, I've got my my orange tackle box, which has got heaps of sinkers and stuff in it and is quite heavy, and then beside it I've got a white bucket with little tomahawks and axes and picks and knives and just odds and ends that I might need out the river. That stops that from blowing away. My Simon Humphrey rod holder goes there. I lay my fishing rod holders down, chairs and esky over there, and away I go. That's the system, and it's just been terrific. I've absolutely loved having this space, but I need back seats now. Yeah. There you have it. That's the Robbie fishing car for the last few years, and now I'm trading it in. Remember, if you do like this car, and this isn't, I haven't made this video as an ad for this car because it doesn't mean much to me. It's not going to be mine to sell. But if you do like this car, it will be at the Wangaratta Motor Group in Wangaratta. I don't know how long they'll hold it for before they sell it or trade it or move it onto another car yard. I don't know what they do with it, because once I sign it over, it's got nothing to do with me. Thanks for watching.